beautiful people. Welcome to yet another episode of the Younib Breakfast Show with me, Peninah and Wachera. I hope you guys have woken up well and are excited to face your day. Yeah? For me, I'm really, really excited. And also, I hope you've said your morning affirmation. I hope you've told yourself you're beautiful. This day is going to be a great day and that you will start your day with a smile. Yeah? As it is the norm here at the Younib Breakfast Show, let's go straight to the morning bite of the day. Today's conversation touches more lives than many of us realize. ADHD, or Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder. Maybe you've heard the term thrown around casually, or maybe you wondered if that constant restlessness, forgetfulness, or struggle to focus either in yourself or someone close to you could actually be something more than just a personality quirk. We'll dive into what ADHD really is, how it shows up in the daily life, and how it can be managed with the right support. We are here to talk, learn, and grow together. Remember, this show is proudly brought to you by Miss Yoashan and Younib organization, and we're trying to reach out to the community to teach you on matters mental health. So if you need any psychological help, you can always call the number 0700 352 250, and our very own psychologist will be able to help you out here. Remember, you can also interact with us through our social media platform, Younib_TV on Instagram, Younib Media TV on Facebook, and there's a number on your screen. You can SMS or WhatsApp 0719 144 144. Allow me to introduce the guest of the day, as we also get to learn what ADHD is all about. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you feeling this morning?
I'm good.
You're feeling good?
Yes.
Kindly look at the camera. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Josephine Ndunge. I'm a counselor. I work in a hospital setup, and also I support community in issues of mental health.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Kindly feel at home.
Yeah.
And as I started in my introduction, today we are talking about ADHD. So I'd like you to explain to us what ADHD is.
ADHD, Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder, is a neurodevelopmental condition that affects how a person coordinate, a person interact with people, or how a person relate with other people. It really affects or controls the focus, the learning issues, and actually the whole living area or in the society.
Okay. So around with the people I interact with, I've had many people say, I have ADHD. But most times I keep on asking them, are you sure you have it? Have you been diagnosed by a professional? Yeah. So what or how different is it from just being distracted or hyper?
ADHD is different from other diagnostic issues or disorders like autism, like cerebral palsy, like there are so many of others. It is very different because it actually around behavior. It's actually around how a person relates, and also about emotions. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So what is the signs, or what are these signs and symptoms that somebody with ADHD will be able to see? And mostly, how is it different from children versus the adults? So
we are going to classify ADHD in two types. The inattention type. The inattention type, we have the frequently losing things, low of focus. We have easily distracted. You can see like a kid with ADHD, if a bird runs over or if a car is running on the road, the kid will actually take attention to the cars and then start to look there about the bird or about the car that is on the road. They are easily forgetful. They don't remember things. Like you can teach them today, and what you have taught them right now, in the next 1 hour, they would remember. That is the inattention phase. The hyperactive phase, they are very hyper. They don't wait their turns. So if it's in a classroom that you're asking some question, let's say you ask a question in a classroom, the kids will not wait. Will just raise up a hand and answer without even being appointed. That is the hyperactive phase. Also, they like interrupting others. They cannot sit down and listen carefully. You see that the kid will start meddling in others' affairs, taking other kids' book. They are very concentrate on the go. Anytime, they are usually on the go. Even when the teacher is teaching in the class, they are usually on the go. So they can run. Even outside, when the teacher is still teaching on the class, they can just walk out and come in. And if managed to ask the kids, I had just gone to wander around. Yeah.
Okay. That is for the children. Is it the same for adults?
The same for adults. There is a small difference between kids and adults. As you know, as we grow up, we are managed to handle our emotions and our feelings. So it is still there, but not in high levels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope we are following up with this conversation. Remember, you can always interact with us through our social media platform, Younib_TV on Instagram, Younib Media TV on Facebook, and there's a number on your screen. You can SMS or WhatsApp 0719 144 144. Okay, so how is ADHD diagnosed? How is it, before I get to the misconception, because that was my next question, but how can one, or how is it diagnosed by the professionals?
Just looking at the symptoms. Just by the symptoms, because the symptom is present, we have said it's different from other diagnostic diseases like autism and cerebral palsy, Down syndrome. So just like by the symptoms. Although we had an research with Aga Khan people that they're taking the saliva. Now they want to go further and research about genetics. So they're taking research from a kid that is normal and an ADHD kid. They just does comparison, and they are going to identify through genetically the difference, and maybe they are going to fight for a cure. Okay. But right now, we just diagnose by the symptoms, how they present. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Again, when we're talking about ADHD, and most of the mental health conversations, we've had a lot of misconceptions when it comes to the society at large, our community, and how we as African people mostly take these mental health issues. So is there any misconception for the ADHD?
Yeah, there's so many of them. Parents really wonder whether this is the kid is naughty. It's witchcraft. Had been just naughty witchcraft. Someone roped them with a bad eye. Yeah. That is the misconception we have about ADHD. And ADHD is a condition. It's a neurodevelopmental disorder that needs to be identified early, diagnosed, and managed. So I would urge the parent, in case you'd find your kid that is so hyper, so does not concentrate, it's very important to look for medical help so that we can identify the problem. Not necessarily see the kid is hyper, it's naughty, does not listen, like to run around. It is very important, if you are able to identify some of the symptoms that we have already said, very important to look for a medical care help so that the kid can be helped. And you can be able to manage the kid and can be able to live the kid in the right way without judging, without beating, without all those issues that as a community have.
Okay, so now that we've understood what ADHD is all about, I'd like us to also know what are some of the causes of ADHD, yeah? But before we get to answer that question, yeah, I'd like us to take this short break. But before the break, as usual, we usually have our question of the day, yeah? So today's question is, have you or someone close to you ever struggled with focus, restlessness, or being easily distracted? And did you ever wonder if it could be more than just a personality trait? Please let us know through our social media platform, Younib_TV on Instagram, Younib Media TV on Facebook, and there's a number on your screen. You can SMS or WhatsApp 0719 144 144. Let's take this short break, and when we come back, we are coming back to answer the question as well as to sample your feedback. Welcome back. This is still the Younib Breakfast Show. Remember, this show is proudly brought to you by Miss Ashan and Younib Organization, and we're trying to reach out to the community to teach you on matters mental health. So if you need any psychological help, you can always call the number 0700-352-250, and our very own psychologist will be able to help you out. Yeah. So before the break, I had asked a question, which I wanted your feedback also, yeah? So the question of the day is, have you or someone close to you ever struggled with focus, restlessness, or being easily distracted? And did you ever wonder if it could be more than just a personality trait, yeah? So I'll just sample quick first your responses. Someone says, yes, my younger brother has always been super restless and struggled to focus in school. We just thought he was being naughty until a teacher suggested he get assessed. Interesting, because our guest of the day, yeah, has already explained to us that parents sometimes may think that the child is naughty. Yeah, okay. The next person says, that question hit home. I've always thought my inability to concentrate was just being lazy. But now I'm starting to wonder if it's actually something deeper. Someone else says, wow, I never thought of it like that. I always thought I was just forgetful or disorganized. This makes me want to look into ADHD more seriously. Someone else says, I used to blame myself for being scattered all the time. This conversation is eye-opening. Thank you for addressing this. I'll sample the last two. My friend was diagnosed in her 30s and said it changed her life. Getting help made her feel understood for the first time ever. The last one, where do you even start if you suspect your child or even yourself might have ADHD? Any resources you'd recommend? So I think we'll start with that before we get to the causes. So the question is, where do you even start if you suspect your child or even yourself might have ADHD? Any resources you'd recommend?
Yeah, if you suspect or you think that maybe you have ADHD, we said it's important to seek for help. You can look for a health facility, and you can visit a health facility. You can look for a clinical psychiatrist in that health facility, and they may be able to do some tests to assess, and they can be able to identify and help. So go for a health facility. That's where you can find help. Not in the community, not in churches where people think this is a witch, this is a spirit and a bad one that need prayers. Not in the community where people think one has gone against your family that is bewitched. So the very first place that you can visit, it's a health facility. You'll get help from there. They are qualified psychologists in the hospital. We have clinical psychiatrists. We have medics that are able to help you in the health facility.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope that will be of help to our viewer, yeah? So remember, actually, before I even say where you can get us or how you can be able to interact with us, thank you so much for the feedback you always give. I feel like this makes us even feel like we are part and parcel of each other, yeah? And we're getting to also see that this conversation is getting home. So asanteni sana, yeah? Remember, you can interact with us through our social media platform, Younib_TV on Instagram, Younib Media TV on Facebook, and there's a number on your screen, 0719-144-144. Keep sending the feedback, yeah? So before the break, I had mentioned that we are coming back with causes. Yeah, so please take us through the causes of ADHD.
There are so many causes. I'll just mention but a few of them. We have genetics. That is number one. The way people are made, the way you, Peninah, and me are made, we are made of genes. So our genetics may really continue manifesting in the generation to come. Maybe that is genetics. We have prenatal exposure to substances like alcohol and tobacco. You know, the way our Gen Z or our people, they really engage into alcohol even when they are pregnant. They really engage in tobacco, into drugs, and when they are pregnant, really can really affect the unborn child and can really present after birth. We have the premature birth. Normally, a premature birth, it's when a kid, a fetus is out, or that can be is out before term, that is 9 months, and some of the organs might not be formed fully. So during premature birth, we really see those cases with those babies that are born prematurely, because in the first place, the birth was not in full term. So there are some areas or some organs that were not really made fully, or there were some other causes maybe that interfered with the pregnancy that actually led to the miscarriage or the premature birth, that maybe other sicknesses in the body, those other UTIs, those other STIs, those other conditions that the parent might have can really interfere with the miscarriage or the premature babies.
Okay.
We have the brain structure and the function difference. The way we are formed, the way our brain are formed still can be a cause of ADHD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I hope now we've gotten to understand the causes. Yeah. My next question is: can trauma or lifestyle choices really contribute to ADHD?
ADHD, as we have said, it's inborn. Yeah, it's at birth.
You can't acquire it during time.
It is a neurodevelopmental disease. So this means that the ADHD was in the development phase. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, my next question is, how does ADHD really affect academic or professional performance across these groups?
Okay, we have seen some of the symptoms you can identify are lack of concentration.
Yeah.
So you can imagine a kid in school or an adult in school that cannot concentrate, cannot remember what they have been taught. So actually it can really affect how the kid can perform, how this kid can do exam, and can really be intimidating or can be very frustrating to the kid. To a point that the kid doesn't want to go back to school or can withdraw from school. It really affects our academic areas, our education system, kabisa, it really affects.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now that you've gotten to understand the causes and how the science also and what ADHD is all about, I'd like to know what are the treatment options when it comes to someone with ADHD?
Treatment or management, we have the medication. If your case has been diagnosed and they have seen it's ADHD, we have some treatment like medication that are prescribed to a person with ADHD, and they really do settle, they really do work well with them, they really manage them very well. We have behavioral therapy or CBT. Actually, with therapy, let's say like concentration, the kid wouldn't concentrate. We have some therapies that really help in concentration. As they continue with therapy, some of them may become okay, then they'll be able to settle in class and they can really listen with therapy. We have some life adjustment, like routine tools or organization. So you help the kid or you help the adult to still therapy, that you can organize her things very correctly. As we continue with the exercises, the person with ADHD sometimes may be able to manage herself, can be able to organize her things very well with help, with the routine, with the exercises on a daily basis.
Okay, interesting. You've said that mostly ADHD will be seen mostly on kids, or children who are in school or they're small, So how can parents be able to support these kids, either after they have known that this child has ADHD? How can they be able to support them to ensure that their recovery process, is better? And how, aside from the parents, also the family members, how can they come in to help out a child with ADHD?
The help first, we have said, is look for medical help. If you have identified the issue, the ADHD, we have the coaching and support groups in those areas, or in the medical setups, or in the facility where you take your kid. We have other kids that have the same condition. They have a support group, so you can engage yourself in those support groups and you can be able to be helped as a caregiver, how to manage or how to relate with the kid, how you are supposed to support the kid. So we can support the kid, or we can support the people with ADHD as a community or a whole, As if the community, we understand the ADHD, we understand the symptoms, we don't judge them, we help them by not judging them. So it's very important, even the community as a whole, to understand or to identify or to notice that this is not laziness, as we have said. This is not being naughty. This is not being a criminal, as we say. Big people, we say this is a criminal. They like loitering around. So these are criminals at night. If we understand ADHD, even as a community as a whole, we are going to help these people. We are going to support these people. We are going to help them even look for help. As an adult, maybe was not helped, was not identified at an young age. Even if you are grown up right now, you can still look for help and you can be supported and you can live your food to the fullest.
Okay, so as we continue getting to learn more about ADHD, I hope we are taking notes. I hope parents out there with children who they feel like they're always restless, they're never organizing their things, they're always on the go, you can be able to see now these are the symptoms that, and whatever our guest is talking about, Josephine, is talking about, is really seems... It goes hand in hand with what my child does, It's important for you to call the number 0700-352-250 and seek professional help, which you do here for free, So just call the number and you will get assistance. For now, I want us to take a short break and we'll be back with more conversation regarding ADHD. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still the Younib Breakfast Show with me, Peninah Wachera, and my lovely guest here. And we are here to talk about ADHD, something that most of us have been maybe not knowing specifically that they have an issue, And it's important, again, to seek professional help. Remember, we offer it here for free. By calling the number 0700-352-250, you'll get the opportunity to actually meet therapists who will be able to help you out to know whether you have it or not, So remember also you can interact with us through our social media platform, Younib_TV on Instagram, Younib Media TV on Facebook, and there's a number on your screen. You can SMS or WhatsApp 0719-144-144, Coming back to the conversation, we've said that mostly ADHD is seen, it's a genetic thing, first of all, and number two, it is mostly seen, the first signs will be noticed in children. So I'd like to know, because these children go to school. So what is the role or what should teachers and school systems really understand about ADHD so that they can help these kids?
Let's say teachers in the school don't understand about those mental disorders unless those who have taken through the course. So most of them don't understand, but they have a crew. So the very important thing to do for teachers is to more sensitization on ADHD if you can offer, you as Younibs, you can offer some sensitization, Younib, can offer some sensitization on ADHD in school to the teachers, it would be very much important.
Actually, we do that.
You do that?
Our therapists go out to different schools to ensure that they talk to the teachers, to talk to the students, to help the students with the issues that they are going through. So we have the school program where, yes, it's part of our mental health awareness, and they go to schools and they actually talk to even teachers. Yeah,
very important, because actually the teacher is the person who stays with this kid for quite a long time. The teacher can be able to identify that there might be a problem, and if the teacher identifies the problem, the teacher can inform the caregiver or the parent. So wholly we are going to help the kid with ADHD. So very important for teachers to understand what is ADHD, how to manage it, and where to get help.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very important for us to understand that, and actually it's something that the schools should adopt. Being willing to actually get to learn more about the mental health issues, because at the end of the day, we are in a period, or we are in a time where mental health is very, very important. And it's very important for us to just understand the different types of mental health issues, because if we don't, you'll end up, teachers will end up accusing a child for just misbehaving, for just being mischievous over no good reason. So it's important for the schools, mostly those who are managing the schools, it's important to just have those conversations, mostly even teach your teachers about these mental health issues. Maybe it will go a long way. As somebody in our feedback had said, that for them, they were actually told by a teacher to go and seek professional help and see whether it is the child has ADHD, which is a good step. So if we imagine all schools in this country,
more sensitization,
it's
more
done.
And more.
At least it will be helpful to parents and also to the children.
And to the community
and to
as
the
a
community
whole.
At large. So it's important. Cindy, my next question is, we've spoken about most of the mental health issues. We're always told about stigma. So I'd like to know, what does the societal stigma do to someone with ADHD?
A lot of harm. The stigma does a lot of harm, because let's, for example, it's a kid, my neighbor has a kid with a disorder. So the kid is mischievous, the kid is naughty, the kid is not stable. So what does the other children do to the kid? So they isolate the kid. They stigmatize the kid. They don't want to play with the kid because the kid is too hyper. So actually the stigma do a lot of harm to the kid. It can bring so many issues to the person with ADHD. That's a lot of harm, the stigma in the society.
Okay. So as we are talking about the society and the community, we are from different tribes and different cultures in our country, Kenya, just to give an example. So my next question is all about culture. Are there cultural beliefs or norms that affect how ADHD is perceived or treated?
Yes, we have cultural norms, or those norms, they are there. They don't recognize as those mental issues as a disease. Continue saying that maybe a person married to a wrong family, and that wrong family is the family that has issues with ADHD. So you are not supposed to marry from a certain family. You are not supposed to marry from a certain religion. You are not supposed to marry from a certain community, because they believe those community, it's a norm in them that a certain community, their children are hyper, or their children don't settle, or they're criminals. So these are the norms, or the cultural norms, that are affecting the treatment about ADHD, because the moment they stigmatize or they identify or link you with where you come from or the society you come from, we are not going to look for help.
Okay. Okay, so it's important for us to just change our perspective when it comes to the conversation on ADHD, because again, it might be your own child who will go through ADHD, and it's important for you to actually get to learn more, get more informed about this conversation, so that if you see a relative has a child who is presumed naughty, you can be able to tell them, okay, this might not be the normal naughtiness, maybe consult a therapist. So as we conclude this conversation, I'd like you to look at the camera and maybe have a conversation with a parent who doesn't know that their child is going through or has ADHD, what they're supposed to do, or give also advice to a parent who has a kid who has ADHD. What should they do? How should they help their kids coexist to the rest?
As we have said, ADHD is different from other differential diagnoses. So the ADHD kid will never have maybe delayed milestone like the autistic kid. So it is very important as a parent to identify or not to assume that my kid didn't have any problem at birth. The kid sat down at 6 months, the kid walked, the kid started talking at 1.5 years. But the whole thing is about she cannot settle, he cannot settle, he does not concentrate, he does not relate with other people very well, that you say there is no problem because you understand the kid was born normal. It is very important to identify as you relate with other kids what is normal and what is not normal. So if you see your kid, as we have said, the symptoms, forgetfulness, restlessness, impulsiveness, not able to concentrate, if you see there are some characteristics or there are some symptoms like those, it is very important to seek for help. Don't judge the kid. It's normal that the kid is going to be well in due time. Maybe the kid will worsen in due time. For above 6 years, maybe the problem will manifest very well that you are going to identify now there is a problem. So it is very important as you stay with your kid, note the difference. Look for a normal kid as you have raised. Maybe those parents that have raised many kids, they can identify the problem that this my normal kid was like this, and this other one now cannot be able to plan her things rightly. So very important, if you identify and you're able to identify, or your teacher tells you there is a problem, don't assume it. It's very important to look for help, look for a medical help, look for a professional help, and actually your kid will be okay. Your kid will be managed well. We are going to embrace the kid. We are going to understand the problem. We are going to accommodate the kid in the class and in the community. Very important.
Okay, thank you so much for taking your time and helping us be able to learn more about ADHD.
Yes.
I'm sure that now we are more better informed when it comes to ADHD, and now parents also can see, and even teachers out there can be able to see, okay, this is not normal for this child, so, and they can be able to prescribe or tell people to actually go for professional help. So asante sana for your time.
You're welcome.
Yes, and to everyone who has made this show a success, thank you so much, Elias Mutua, for being our camera person and also our director. Today's timekeeper has been Valentine Ndiwa. Asanteni sana for the good work you've done for the show, And to you, our viewers, thank you for always sending your feedback. Thank you for always sharing our conversations, And we hope that you may continue actually being able to spread these conversations to more people so that it may be able to help as many people as possible when it comes to matters mental health, For now, I'd like to wish you guys a beautiful day ahead. Goodbye.